The rupee is open weak. It's down quite sharply, actually, as compared to the dollar. That's just, 10 minutes of the rupee market. And it's a big cut. I mean, 36 paise straight away. Last week, we saw very large moves in the currency. And that continues right out of the gates this morning as well. Just almost a 0.5% move is what we have with us. So let me just quickly highlight one more name, which I think is interesting. And this is something which we will try and do. Just something you should keep on your radar. And what we're doing today is, HPCL, the oil marketing pack, but HPCL in particular. So I want to put out a chart first. This is the daily chart of Hindustan Petroleum. All the way from the middle of 2021. You've got, that's the daily chart. So as you can see, it's a downward sloping trend line. From the 15th of November 2021, it's got 3 touch points. The first one in January of 22, April of 22, and August of 22. And after that, you've got this touch point now in December. On Friday, we've ended above this particular trend line on HPCL. Now, you can look at IOC and BPCL as well, and they will seem similar. Why are we highlighting this? Oil marketing companies have been perhaps the most unloved, the most hated sectors out there. Absolutely huge underperformers, even as other PSU parts of the market have done very well, not so much oil marketing companies. The reason I'm highlighting this is very simple. Oil, I would say inexplicably, is down very sharply, right? I mean, it's down $20 just in the last 1 month or so. And this is straightforward, a big positive for oil refiners, but more importantly for the marketing side of business as well. These companies were losing money product prices, which is diesel, petrol prices, etc., they were ruling very, very high. There has been a little bit of correction there as well. And, after 2 quarters of very bad news, it's possible that at the margin, things may be turning around. Now, the big question here really is oil needs to stay lower and needs to stay down, maybe go even lower and not see a big rebound. Because, I mean, if it starts to move higher once again, I mean, that thesis goes out of the window. So keep an eye. Let's see if this really fructifies into something. This is obviously not a recommendation, but something that at least both on charts and in terms of fundamental news flow at the margin, maybe starting to turn a little bit. I would say out of the 3, IOC, HP and BP, in terms of setups, HPCL perhaps is looking the best. But let's see. Of course, there is the overall market overlay as well, which is negative. So you want to keep an eye out on that as well. But something to watch out for and keep on radar. Sonia.
Okay, so keep an eye out on these stocks. But in pre-opening, there are a couple of other stocks that do deserve mention. There is Punjab National Bank that's rising now. JP Morgan has upgraded the stock. So Abhishek is here to tell us about what brokerages are doing with respect to banks. Abhishek, over to you.
Well, Sonia, to begin with, JP Morgan, as you mentioned, has written on PNB. They have upgraded their recommendation to overweight from underweight and increased the target price to 72 from 34 that they had earlier. So the upgrade is due to net slippages, being negative in Q2. That is, the recovery pace is actually outpacing the slippages. So stress is minimal in the corporate book. The SMA2 loan due between 60 to 90 days, that's only at 0.1%. Growth is getting better, but is lagging peers. However, the bank's CD ratio is just 70%, which augurs well for loan growth going ahead. Now, we also have Jefferies on IndusInd Bank. They have a buy recommendation. They have increased the target price to 1,600 from 1,530 that they had earlier. They said that the bank is ready for the next leg of re-rating. So they expect IndusInd Bank's growth rate to be north of 20% plus for FY24, followed by an ROA of 2% or even more. So payoff will be seen in terms of the new loans segments that the bank is focusing on, the initiatives taken on funding and credit quality checks. So valuations are attractive and CO10